Okay. Now, let's see. What is today? I don't even know. What did I read yesterday? I read that one. How about this one? That's interesting. There is no revenge like oblivion. I like that word. Another quote by Balthazar Gracian. There is no revenge like oblivion, for it is the entombment of the unworthy in the dust of their own nothingness. Right. It is tempting to want to fix our mistakes, but it is sometimes more politic to leave them alone. In 1971, when the New York Times published the Pentagon Papers, a group of government documents about the history of U.S. involvement in Indochina, Henry Kissinger erupted into a volcanic rage. Furious about the Nixon administration's vulnerability to this kind of damaging leak, he made recommendations that eventually led to the formation of a group called the Plumbers to plug the leaks. This was the unit that later broke into Democratic Party offices in the Watergate Hotel, setting off a chain of events that led to Nixon's downfall. In reality, the publication of the Pentagon Papers was not a serious threat to the administration, but Kissinger's reaction made it a big deal. In trying to fix one problem, he created another, a paranoia for security that in the end was much more destructive to the government. Had he ignored the Pentagon Papers, the scandal they had created would eventually have blown over. Instead of inadvertently focusing attention on a problem, making it seem worse by publicizing how much concern and anxiety it is causing you, it is often far wiser to play the contemptuous aristocrat, not deigning to acknowledge the problem's existence. Daily law. The harder we try to fix our mistakes, the worse we often make them. That's true. Because then when you try and fix the mistake, you're shining a spotlight on what you did to begin with. Don't do that. There's another quote, something like, you can always... What is it? I forgot who said it, and it goes something to the effect of, you can always erase the mistakes of audacity with more audacity. Something like that. Just plow through. That's funny. Yeah. Well, I had a bunch of more dreams last night. That was crazy. Like one right after another. The last dream that I remember that I woke up from, I was looking at this guy, and he had like some sort of fixture on his head that had one huge lens in front of his face like this. It was almost like a helmet with just one lens for the eye to focus, for both eyes to focus through. It looked strange. And I remember thinking in the dream, like, how does that work? Like, what exactly is going on here? And I'm trying, like, in my head, trying to, like, imagine what it's like looking through that one lens out into the world. And it seemed like it was something for, like, maybe a motorcycle rider or something that, like, somebody would use as they're, like, driving or moving. Not something they just walk around with. In my mind, it felt like it was something he was using to navigate with as he moved, though. It looked wild. Like one huge lens. Thick, too. It was like thick. And you could see like the magnification of like the glass in front. Like you see how it did something. Very interesting. What the mind puts together. That's what happens when you take a melatonin before you go to sleep. The mind has some fun. Other than that, I taste like grape. Let's go to work. Carefully. Let's carefully venture into the distance. Put those there for now. That way this can sit here. That's better. Alright, let's see. Don't know what else to talk about. I forgot to read at the very bottom what that daily page was, what that law was from. It sounds like something from like the 48 Laws of Power. It's a really good book. I don't have nearly as much time to read as I used to. I wish I could. There's so many good books in the world. Books like this, though. I can't do fiction anymore. I mean, maybe if it's like, no, not even that. It's gotta be like some sort of like true story. It's the true story. It's hilarious. I used to, back when I think it was the Maleficent movie, when that was coming out. This girl I work with was so excited to go see it because it was the true story of Maleficent. I think that's what the movie was. And I'm looking at her in my head like, that character never existed. There can't be a true story about a fake character. That's what she said. It's the true story. I just was hysterical inside. She looked like this girl that was telling me, like the Cheshire Cat, like all nutty in the eyes. She was very nice though. She liked me a lot. People are interesting. Yep, no idea what I'm talking about. This is gonna be very quiet. I should always do like a scroll on my feed just to see what kind of knickknacks I could talk about. I know nobody believes all this BS about these attempts to take the life of the president. Everybody's calling shenanigans on that. And then everybody's getting in trouble for saying certain things. Like Jimmy Kimmel. What a moron. Who else? I think there's a couple different people. Just dumb. I don't even think he's trying to be like funny. Just hates the president. Which is funny because like You never heard anybody like a lot of people didn't like the prior president. You didn't hear people like in the media like outright saying that they hope he dies, or maybe they hope somebody attempts to take his life. Like maybe they were like jokes because he was so old and he could like just die at any moment. But nobody hoping for it. It's crazy. I'm more curious as to what'll happen after. If something like that were to happen, like what are their plans for, like I know they have contingency plans. Like in a nefarious way. Like I know there's always a plan for if something happens to the president. But this particular president is a little different, I think. So there are some definite plans in place. But see, like my thinking is so conspiratorial. I think this guy's a plant also. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust any of it. I'm so black-pilled. Doesn't matter. It's all theater, and this is all simulation. It's funny too. I was watching Joe Rogan with that dude's name, Louis J. Gomez, I think, and even they ended up like the last half hour of the episode talking about how all this could be a simulation. Everybody's thinking he's going there right now, and that just seems like the logical conclusion of all this. I didn't expect that conversation to go there. He took it there. I think the guest brought it up. I don't think Joe brought it up. Oh, one thing I did see on my socials yesterday is there was some sort of huge rally of like Orthodox little hats. Those who know. But they were rallying, protesting the treatment of the Palestinians in Gaza. Because this particular group understands the history of their teachings, and that the creation of a nation state for them is not supposed to happen. Anybody who knows about the religion understands this. It's not like a secret. But it's like all these pieces are trying to be put into place to kind of force. It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd to even verbalize. But it's like they're moving all these chess pieces in place to force the hand of God to bring bring on the coming of the Christ. Because in the Jewish faith, he hasn't come yet. That's why they killed Jesus. Because they were like, you're not it. You're lying. So they killed him. So they're still waiting. And they can't, and I guess according to their teachings, there has to be all these different things happening in the world. And what's going on in between Israel and Palestine has a lot to do with it. That's why they chose the red heifer. That had a lot to do with it. And there's a couple other things. Like, there's a whole thing behind it. I'm not awake enough to recount. Or at least they were looking for the red heifer. I don't know if they found one. I might be wrong on that. But anyways, that's what they're doing. The rebuilding of the temple. That's one of them. What else? I forget. But it's like all these things that are being purposely put into place for the purpose of that. Really what this is all going to probably end up doing, which might have been the goal from the beginning anyways, is it's really going to put a shroud of negative energy around all religions. That's what it is. I think this big gathering that I saw, it was a lot. I want to say it was like hundreds of thousands of Orthodox little hats. And they were all like Hasidic, like the curls, the Saturn hat. You don't know about that? Look that up. And they were all like seriously protesting Israel and all of their military actions, and it was crazy because the video I saw was like an aerial view, and the streets were just packed. So there's that. What else is going on? I'm so out of loop. I haven't even heard anything about Russia, Ukraine. What happened to that? No one's even talking about that anymore. It just jumps from one thing to the next, just trying to capture your attention. And now that this new event with the president just happened, now everybody's attention is on that. See, the news cycle flips so quick, and everybody's attention span is so short now. Attention is like a muscle. If you don't work on it, it's going to be very weak and easily captured. And all this social media scrolling from one thing to the next and the inability to focus on anything for long periods of time. That's why nobody reads books. Because you have to be able to sit down and focus for a long period of time to be able to take in what's in the book. They tend to be long, structured, narrative stories that require your attention span. And I don't think many people have it. And then there's people like, well, I listen to books. No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because your attention's being split. Your ears are hearing something and your mind's registering what you're hearing, but your eyes are free to roam and you can do other things while you're listening. That's not the same thing. Your attention's split. I'm talking full focus on one thing for long periods of time. That muscle is almost completely atrophied and withered away to nothing in most people. That's scary. Because that functionally disrupts the effectiveness of your memory. That's cool. There was a truck going the opposite way right now. Talking about getting distracted easy. It looked crazy though. So it was one of these long haul truckers. His visors, his sun visors, were electronic, and it looked like the eyes from the Cars movie, that Disney movie. So the whole truck looked like like that. That looked cool. But anyways, yeah. Attention. Most people don't have it. And they're doing it to themselves. Willingly. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Or what the next event will be that'll erase the last one. That's really what the news is doing right now. Is it's mimicking the scroll of a social media feed. Like even on my feed, there's really maybe 3, maybe 4 accounts that actually will catch my eye. The rest is just a bunch of just nonsense. And I would assume most people are like that too. They have their main ones that they will check out for a long period of time, or maybe have some information worthy of stopping for more than a second to check out. Yeah, this is all. I think it was intentional. A lot of people say, well, it was just it's the consequence of the development of humanity that has caused all of this to come into And all these pieces came into play that allow our attention to not have to be as attuned as it once was to the natural world. Like, our sense of awareness is very, like, even right now, my mind's split between what I'm thinking. That's one. How I'm saying it, because it has to, like, process the thought and then put it out as words. That's a whole nother level of cognition. I'm driving, so there's that. My eyes are all over the place in terms of what I'm seeing here, and I have two mirrors that my peripheral vision is actually checking out as I'm looking straight. I see all three things at once as I'm driving. So that's like 5 different things going on all at once. And I guess you could say, maybe that would happen in the real world too. Like, say you're out there hunting for your food. You got to be careful with your steps. That's one. You have to be hearing for the noises, not only that you're making, but the noises that your prey might be making. Right? Your eyes are checking for, the movement of maybe the grass or whatever else. Your nose, different scents. That's completely obliterated, I think, now. But I bet our sense of smell was much better back in the day. So I guess maybe it's the same thing, but just it's different now. Because so much comes at us so much quicker now. Who knows? Might be the same thing, that's at a faster pace. But something's got to get lost by that increase in speed. That's why they have things coming at you so fast, like in the media, the news, while I'm driving. But who knows? Who knows where all this will go and how much further it'll be taken. I'm curious about that. But in the end, it may not matter. Because again, none of this is real. Not in the sense that we really think it is. And none of this really matters in the sense that we really think it does. Civilizations have come and gone. They've been born. They've developed. Then they die. That's the course of all things. Only to be reborn again. That's why the contemplation of all this crap they throw at us doesn't really make a difference to me. I mean, I get caught up in it too, just like everybody else, just because it's like that, because of like, this is what they're doing now. That kind of, not that it's even going to have any, general effect. It's all a bunch of crap. It's junk food for the mind. That's what it feels like. And that guy. Hiding in plain sight. CHP. I am almost there. And I barely drank any of my drink. Where is it? There it is. Let's see what this guy do. Do I have to get over? What's happening? I do. Are you going to get over? What are you doing? Oh, okay, he ducked in there. So yeah, if this is a simulation, I'm having a lot of fun in it. Alright, my exit is coming up. Get over one. Oh, I hope my exit's open. This cone's better end. These cones better end. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay. That was unnecessary. Block it off like that. What kind of effing moron? Must be new at the job. Take it back. He's not a moron. But going back to that page that I read at the very beginning, like covering up your mistakes, but just don't even acknowledge it, just keep moving forward. That's everything that's happening right now. That's everything that's been happening for as far back as I can remember. Probably from the beginning of time. You want to take a deep look at it. If you're religious, back to the Garden of Eden. Just one mistake after the next. Did what you were told. If my parking spot is here. Oh. Oh, you little expletive. Who dare park in my spot? Little Dodge Dart. Shame on you. How far back to go? Go right about there, I guess. Looks about right. Okay, I am here. Everybody have a great day. And go to work.